And if you're curious about First for Life in general, this is not the first event that we've ever done. First for Life has been doing Extra Life charity work for 7 years, and in that time has raised over $150,000 for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And if across all fundraising efforts for this year we hit our goals, we will break a big 200K. Super amazing work done by furs all around to be able to raise money for this fantastic cause. This weekend's $5,000 goal is contributing towards that, and efforts by teams all around will also contribute to that, leading up to that amazing weekend, that first weekend in November. So taking a look, I see that we have our next game, Battle Chef Brigade, up on screen, and we have our streamer, I'm sorry, our marathon runner here, ready and set to go. We will be introducing Ramseyfox, who is the world record holder for this amazing game. Ramsey, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, JV. This is a
Absolutely.
lot of fun.
Cool. And so we'll also be joined by Indy Alpaca on the couch as well. So we will kind of engage in a little bit of banter here and there in this awesome game of Battle Chef Brigade, which is a very, very interesting mix of a couple of different things. Now, just really quick, if I got my numbers correct, I believe we unlocked the incentive goal to upgrade to hard mode any percentage. Is that right?
That's what I saw on the stream tracker, but
Awesome.
I'll
Great.
wait for if somebody wants to officially tell me.
Oh, it's official.
Okay.
Inside that stream tracker, it's there. Just in case anyone
Works
might
for
be
me.
taking a peek and questioning the choice that's happening there, up at the top, we are indeed doing hard mode, not normal mode any percent, but hard mode any percent.
Yep. So the hard mode is going to make the cooking battles, the opponents are going to get higher scores, the monsters are going to do more damage, we're going to do less damage. It's going to add quite a bit of flavor to the first few fights, that's for sure.
I see what you did there. You did there. All right. So in terms of counting down, who wants to do the official honors?
I can count it down from 3 whenever you're ready.
All right. I think we are all set, so we should be good to go. Take us away, Ramsey.
All right. We'll be starting Battle Chef Brigade hard mode in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
All right. So we're going to start right off by mashing through all of the cutscenes and dialogue. And we're going to jump right into the action here in our mom's restaurant. This is Victusia, a high fantasy realm of monsters, humans, elves, and dwarves, and we're going to be cooking up some food for them. The main mechanic of the cooking, as you can tell, is kind of a match 3, and our movement is stirring. We have a square, and we move the pieces around in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion by stirring. But it's high fantasy, and we got to do some fighting. We have to hunt our own ingredients. So we're going to be waiting for these birds to drop some eggs here, cooking up a dish really quick. This is just kind of the tutorial. Sorry about that. The action happens quick and fast here. So yeah, we're Mina Han, the girl. She dreams of joining the Battle Chef Brigade, but Mom wants her to stay in the Chinese restaurant, or the Victusia equivalent of China. And so we're going to have to run away from home and try out for the Battle Chef Brigade ourselves. So we've stolen some money, and we're honing our skills. Saskia gives us some items, so we got a loadout screen. We have different cookware, different pots and pans, different items. We're going to be getting the things that are most valuable to us and trying to save some time in the process. So we've officially run away from home, and we're in line to join the proving tournament. Mina's going to speed run the line on her own. She's an expert speedrunner, just like all of us. And one of our endearing personality traits is that we're very sleepy and lazy, so we slept through orientation. So we're going to have to learn cooking battles the old-fashioned way in the kitchen. The main meat, if you will, of the game are these cooking battles, like Iron Chef inspired, Chop inspired, one-on-one competitions. You're going to have a theme ingredient, and you're going to have to go out and cook something for judges. The judges going to have a flavor profile. Kieran wants Earth, and so I need to go out into the world and grab some stuff. Right now, I am feeding these piranha, the plant things, so that they sprout up into the air and fly. They drop better ingredients when they're up in the air, sometimes. Just like the Chi, when these birds, the steel birds, when they grab an ingredient, they'll run off and make an egg with it. The eggs are very high value gems. I'll kind of go over how the gems work. So the match 3 kind of thing, we've got match 3 and an upgrade. So we have level 1, 2, and 3 gems basically. These piranha, all the pieces of that piranha piece are level 1. These blue ones are level 2. They'll upgrade into a level 3 here. And basically the goal of this speedrun is to get just enough points to win every battle without wasting too much time and effort, getting extraneous ingredients and other stuff. And we're going to get exactly the right amount of points. For a tie, if you get a tie, it counts as a win. The opponents have a small range of scores they can get. Different opponents have different ranges. When we start getting to have to make 2-3 dishes, the ranges will increase by quite a bit sometimes. So I've never seen him get a score above 130. If he probably lose. There was a lot of RNG with the monster drops for that fight. Those piranha can drop 1 of 3 different ingredients. We're trying to avoid that in the future as often as we can. So we're doing some odd jobs around town. Belchior here is kind of the mad scientist, gonna give us some little puzzles. The only way to speed this up is to be constantly matching something. Your pan can never be matching more than one thing at a time. So as long as something is matching, that's as fast as it goes. And we're gonna get some money for this. Every one of Belchior's things gives us 25 gold. And now we're going to go to Huntress Thorn. She's got a real attitude to her. I love her so much. We're skipping all the dialogue, unfortunately, but it's all voiced, or most of it's voiced at least.
This is still probably like my favorite dialogue in the game. What is it? Explaining how the attacks work. It's like normal attacks use Y, magic attacks use X, panic attacks use alcohol. But that depends on your vice.
Panic attacks use alcohol is absolutely my favorite line from the game. So the third type of minigame in town is this. We're going to be a short order cook in Pantita's restaurant here. To do that, we're going to have each of the customers has a request, and we have to fill that somewhere in the dish. It doesn't matter where, just as long as it's anywhere. Gems don't upgrade in the restaurant rush. So as long as we are quick about it, we can make sure that these people aren't going hungry for too long. So unlike the Belchior's puzzles or the hunting minigames, the reward in gold is variable. I'm going to get a set amount of points for doing this, and then an extra coin per dish. And I'm going to be taking advantage of that and hopefully getting to skip some side quests. All of these side quests are required on day 1, but are not required any other day after. These patterns that you see are random. Which one I get is random. There's only a few different options on any given day, so you might see some. You might see some repeating. What am I doing? Not a great one. You might see some repeating, or maybe just a color change or two. So I don't know exactly what's going to come next, but I've seen most of these different ones before. Alright. And hopefully this is enough coins. I did screw up that one pretty bad. It's not enough coins. That's 1 coin too few. I screwed it up. So we're just going to have to do a bit of a backup here. Louie and Louie, the two-headed Cyclops, is your item shop here. We're going to buy him out.
I mean,
And this is our... What's that?
I'd be thrilled if I would be bought out in just one go from one customer like that.
Well, he gets new stuff. He gets new stuff on a daily basis. We're buying out his day 1 supplies, though, and we're not actually going to buy anything from him for another 30 minutes. We're going to make do with it. So this is our first true look at the Kitchen Coliseum. Very heavily Iron Chef inspired. And our theme ingredient is Balrun. These kind of bull-like things here. Oh, I need to do one more starter. That's fine. So this chest has some random ingredients on day 1. It bosses later, which we'll use. I did get a Balrun, so I don't have to kill a Balrun. But it does mean I have to do... do that. So, Thresh got 134 points, and we're going to be at 147. We're going to be trying to squeak by as close as we can to the line every time. I don't want to lose. Any time we lose is going to be a big time loss. But hopefully, we can just squeak by. So the Proving Tournament is a series of fights. We have to basically take on all comers. In the story, they're allowed a few losses before they're eliminated, so that way when you beat a person, they don't disappear from the world. You can still talk to them and that sort of stuff. We're going to get some items. Most of them aren't going to be super relevant, but a few of them are going to be incredibly relevant. And we'll be getting one of those here in a couple fights. This is a buffer strat. I'm going to buff the leave button. And it'll immediately trigger. You usually have to hold that trigger to leave. There isn't a ton in the way of actual like time-saving glitches. Oh. I'm going to equip over that bag. I just equipped over the satchel. The satchel gives me extra room to hold ingredients. And I need to get rid of that. That's going to save us some time in about 15 or 20 minutes. Common has a different Chairman Common has a different out. They're all gorgeous. It's true fashion goals. So we get our first taste of killing the dragon. In normal mode, we do not kill this dragon. We skip it entirely. You'll notice my movement is a lot of hopping and dashing. I have a dash. It's definitely the most powerful individual move because you go faster and are completely invulnerable. And if you hop immediately after you if you jump immediately after you land, keep your speed there. The dragon fight is pretty tough, but is thankfully pretty scripted as well. He's going to do the same things, basically. He's going to hit like a truck if he hits you, but he does basically the same things over and over. So you get some practice with it. Did we win this fight by 1 point? Maybe should have cinched that. That is the highest. I have on my notes his target is 150, so that's higher than I've seen him get before. We'll be on the razor's edge for the most part, as much as we can. All these scores have come about through practice, just purposely just losing. Excellent talking. The hop button is the same as talk, so I might accidentally talk to somebody instead of jumping. Me and a couple of the other runners have gone through and just basically thrown ourselves at them. Here's one of the expertise books. That is what we're saving all our money for. The Valkyrie puzzles are usually just tutorials on how to use the different. So this is the puzzle. Oops. The sauce replaces the color. You just coat it with a sauce. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. My cursor didn't go over far enough. This is one of the new puzzles I've routed in. Haven't done this one a ton, so not quite used to the movement there. Those puzzles are not random. Those are the same every time. This is Caesar. He's a grumpy dwarf. After you beat all of the cooking battles, after you beat the opponent, they'll give you their signature item as a good luck charm or whatever. Most of them are not particularly relevant, except Caesar's is incredibly relevant. This is also the best common outfit. I will fight you if you disagree.
It was pretty darn stylish right there.
Alright.
I'm more of a fan of his holiday wear, but that's just me.
The holiday outfit is special. The devs, Eric specifically, added some special Christmas outfits that are in the month of December. One of the few ways you can actually save time in doing stuff is by multitasking. While Pan is matching gems, you can't speed that up at all. But what you can do is do something like turn in a different dish or go towards the field, towards the ingredients you need to do. So I'm going to be trying to do that as often as I can. So this game is from Trinket Studios, a 3-man team in Chicago. The game they're working on their second game. What did I do wrong? I know what I did wrong. I did the normal mode route. That's the normal mode route. I'm trying to talk and do this and look at my, and I just defaulted to the thing I'm used to.
All the muscle memory, indeed.
Yeah, it's pretty tough sometimes. That's okay.
Well, we have all of the donators to thank for that, and donators, definitely keep it up. There are lots of really awesome things to still donate for throughout, so we look forward to seeing that number rise.
Alright, here's this. I didn't actually add the brisket tail. If you forget to add the theme ingredient, it takes away half your points off the top. So I'd rather not do that. In the normal mode, I actually will be doing that intentionally on most of the early fights. But in hard mode, the score targets are just too high.
Exactly what I want.
So 259. Yeah, 288. Perfect.
I did it.
So this Stoics pan, instead of a match 3, it matches 4. So I need 4 level 1 gems to do a match. But it upgrades them straight from level 1 to level 3. And those starter ingredients that we bought, you may notice, are 2 blocks of 4 level 1 ingredients. So those 3 starter ingredients add up to 2 level 3 gems each. The point scale is a level 1 gem is worth 1 point, a level 2 gem is worth 5 points, a level 3 gem is worth 25 points. Since we didn't get enough coins, I have to do this restaurant rush instead of foraging for cats. The cats have some coins. And my normal strategy is to mug the cats of their coins and use that to buy a book. But instead I have to do actual work. Okay.
That quote is great out of context.
Which one? Mugging cats for
Mugging
books?
cats.
I mean, that's...
Mugging cats to buy a book.
Oops.
I'm gonna put that.
This is also the part where I talk to myself and just mutter out colors in an incomprehensible way. Blue.
It's all good. Like, watching you do this makes me feel very inadequate. I'm like, yeah, I'm really good at Restaurant Rush, and then I'm seeing you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm no good at this game at all.
So, Indy, you worked for Adult Swim Games. This is an Adult Swim game produced game, I guess, is the right way to put that.
That is correct.
And go ahead.
Okay, so this game actually came out before I started working at Adult Swim Games, but I got to do some QA work on the deluxe patch, and this is an amazing game, and I love it very, very much.
Agreed. It's pretty stable. Like I mentioned, there's not a whole lot of glitches to take advantage of. So it's pretty much a pure speed run. I'm just going to be going as fast as I can. So here we go. The Stoic, we're going to take advantage. That's going to go to 2 level 3 gems immediately while we're running off to get these wind fruit. These wind fruit are on a global timer. Starting when you start the fight. Oh, I needed the turnips. Not the brisket. Oh gosh.
Okay, I don't know if the stream is just cutting out on me, but like I'm seeing you essentially warp from one level to another. How are you doing that?
So, oops. What am I doing?
So is the stream cutting out, or are you just really good at warping between levels?
So sorry, I'm trying to remember what my notes say. So, Mina has a move which they refer to as backstab, where she kind of teleports behind an enemy. And what I'm doing is there is a spot there from that level where you are close enough to the scowl or the armor rock. There's 2 enemies on the very top, to where if you do the backstab, you will warp up behind them.
Oh my gosh, that's genius.
I can't see where they are, so I'm hoping they are close enough. Sometimes you'll just whiff and not get it, and you'll have to go up the long way. Or the armor rock on the left will be too close, and you'll teleport to that instead. So it's not foolproof. The original routes would get the double jump boots just to make it easier. But I figured out you didn't actually need them at all. So in the story, Shiv, the pink-haired lady, attacked Kieran, the purple-haired one, and we butted in and threw our daggers and cut her hand, and so we got ejected from the tournament for throwing our daggers at a competitor in town. We were trying to break up a fight. We were doing the right thing, but we were hasty and impulsive, and so now we have to go home and face the wrath of Mom, whose money we stole to run away from home. So she's thrilled. The reason we equipped the bag, you can see I have filled the pantry 5 out of 10. That's 2 entire bags worth. If I still had that extra satchel slot, the item that gave me an extra satchel slot increase, that would say out of 12. By getting rid of our bag capacity, we're able to do this a little faster. We have a little miniature restaurant rush. What? It's there. Red. Oops. So we have 3 days of this, where we have to go out, gather ingredients, and then do a little puzzle section. So equipping that bag actually saves quite a bit of time. It saves us 2 ingredients 3 different times. Which I actually found watching some casual stream of somebody who just happened to do that, and I just noticed that it decreased that number, so I stole it. Ooh, you'll notice some of the monsters are have a glowing effect, especially this Chi-Chi that is just zooming. There's a monster blight. The monsters are getting infected, and some are transforming. These gems, some of them are starting to get cracked. The cracked gems have a limited amount of move before they shatter. If the gem shatters, it'll reduce a level, or if it's a level 1, it'll break entirely. We also have these poisons. If you move these poisons around too much, they'll explode and break all the, make all the gems next to it fragile. But you can match 3 poisons and get a little upgrade timer that'll unlock, I guess, the flavor potential of the poison. And you'll get some extra points that way.
Okay,
Kids,
so-
don't try that at home,
Yeah,
mixing up
don't-
poison.
So what I'm trying to do with these is basically keep the suicidal Chi-Chi away from these piranhas, because they will fly right next to them and just get eaten. And so that's not... I can't get it back, basically. Once the Chi-Chi... If the Chi-Chi's holding an ingredient and it gets eaten, I just lose those 2 ingredients. So we have a little restaurant rush here, and I get a chance to catch my breath and stop talking, because this is completely optional. I don't have to do anything. This is 2 minutes of forced waiting. So, JD, if you have anything to add, or Indy, if you have anything to add, or...
I will say this is the authentic family restaurant experience, not getting paid for your work. Right? But yeah,
Well,
one
you
of my
have
favorite
to-
things about sorry.
No, go ahead.
One of my favorite things about poison is that the judges will get real sassy if you serve them a poison dish. And I'm not talking like if you still have the poison bits in the dish. They usually don't get very happy about you trying to kill them.
Right. So, mechanics-wise, if you poison the judges, you lose 20 points. You don't... They don't kick you out. Like, it's the same penalty for being late as if you attempted murder.
You lose more points for not serving the theme dish than you do trying to kill them.
Right.
And I noticed in one of the earlier dishes you served had something that didn't look like one of the other gems. It was like this pasty blob of sorts. What
Okay.
was
Is it
that?
the bone?
Yeah, that would be a bone. So a lot of the meat comes on a bone, obviously.
Generally, yeah.
The bone doesn't detract from your score. but it doesn't add to your score either. It just kind of gets in the. If you match 3 of the bones, you'll get a wild card gem, and that can be used to upgrade that can be used as any color in any level 1 or 2 combo.
So you're telling me if I have a stack of buffalo wings in front of me, and I just carefully arrange the bones in a teepee.
Yeah, and put them in a hot enough pan.
Ah, that's what I'm missing.
Yeah. Your pans, you're not getting your wok hot enough for that.
You got to make sure the pans will match bone too. Not every pan matches them.
That's correct. So we've been working with our mom to work on the poison ingredients because our ingredients have the poison in it, and the customers are getting sick. So we've been chatting back and forth with the people still in the tournament, and they've invited us back to help solve the blighted monster epidemic. So they're gonna reinstate us all into the tournament, and we get a second chance. Our mom lets us go. She gives us her bedazzled magic pan, which is an incredibly powerful piece of cookware. We will be using that for sure. But we have a few more cutscenes worth of talking. The deluxe patch, one of the things the deluxe patch added was this what they call speedrun mode. To mash through the text, I'm just holding the A button. I don't have to mash very much. There's some that you can't hold the A button through. I have to equip this combo pan right now.
Yeah, speedrun mode was a lifesaver for me because I've had to play this game so many times, so being able to skip the text really helps.
So, if you listen to them talk, they say the theme ingredient is to... Oh god, that was wrong. I shouldn't have put that in there. Well, we're gonna improvise, because I don't know what I'm doing at this point. We'll grab one of these stomachs. We'll grab one of these beans. I was supposed to do this. So we're going to do this. So I'm doing that is on purpose.
Gotcha. So you have to have some sort of poison in the dish, correct?
You don't.
Sorry. So what was the?
I'm going to probably have to redo this.
Gotcha.
I probably don't have. I put it in a stoic pan instead of the regular pan. They say the theme ingredient is use black. The truth is there is no theming. You just do whatever you want.
Oh.
Yes, good.
309. I don't think I don't have any. No. Okay, we'll just do this the right way. I was not supposed to put it in the stoic. Thankfully, these are on shorter fight. Vanished off the top of the screen here. Okay. Alright, so I need to get the things I got. But I need to do it differently. What I was supposed to do is put them all in here. So the combo pan, if you get multiple matches in a short time frame here, I'm going to build up, you see a little combo meter building up. That is also wrong. Gosh. Okay. Oh man. This. We're just gonna do a second combo. So I need that and that. Okay. That should be enough. I need to match these flavors to get enough points with doing one trip. The main goal for this route is to get all the ingredients I need in one field. The usual kind of play style of the game is you go out, get ingredients, come back and cook some, and then repeat. Go back out, get some ingredients, come back and cook them. And so we're trying to get all of them in one trip. So we don't have to waste time going back and forth.
So it's like very efficient grocery shopping.
Right. Basically, I have a list. I have a literal grocery list to get. One of the hardest days is, in fact, the tutorial with Thrash, because I have to rely on monster drops, and those are inherently random. Usually I try to rely on the vegetables, because those don't change, but the monster drops are kind of random. So, as much as I can, I'm relying on vegetables. I'm doing this hunt for money because it is by far the fastest. I just have to get 5 ingredients. And we're done. That's all you need to do.
Yes, hunting tomatoes.
Yeah, you hunt those tomatoes. So we are going to... that is the wrong thing. That is the right thing. We're going to buy that expertise book. I talked about the books. The books give you a little mini challenge. So in this case, we bought the vegetarian book. If we use no meat at all, no monster meat, other than the theme ingredient, we get 75 points per dish bonus.
That is a huge, huge bonus indeed.
Right. And we will be buying a second of these books. Oh, Water and Stoic. Water and Stoic. Alright, I'm going to check to see if there is a fire sauce here. If there's a fire sauce, I only need that bean. Earth and Stoic. Bean. And... there we go. Since we get the fire sauce, we can match it, and that's enough points on its own. If not, we would have to go out and get some more ingredients.
I did it!
So we are absolutely going to be taking advantage of these expertise books as much as we can.
And there you have it, folks. In terms of those that were crying out for the birds earlier, fear not, we are now vegetarian mode. That means all the lovely plants will be the only ones finding themselves in the pan, except for those that are featured for the dish.
Right. The only birds that are going to die are the ones that kill themselves by flying into a pitcher plant.
But on the bright side, if a pitcher plant eats a bird and you feed them that pitcher plant, it's still vegetarian.
Technicalities.
Indeed.
So I'm going to do this hunt instead of the ones before Wart. This is another one where I just have to gather 5 trickier.
Uh-oh.
So what are you saving up your money for these jobs for?
There's another book. Just reading material, really.
Lovely, lovely.
In a couple more fights, there will be a book for speed, which seems good for a speed run. It's another 70 gold, so we have enough now. So we're good with our jobs. And we'll go over the speed book when that comes up. So this is Quetzal and her magical T-bot automaton robot with a tea kettle for a head. It's the hot new Christmas gift, so get yours early.
I don't know. I heard the price is pretty steep.
Just got to keep going outside collecting 5
I'm so
ingredients at
mad.
a time.
I'm so mad at that, Indy.
So is
Okay.
it true that when a T-bot wins, it teabags you? Is that joke appropriate?
Boo. Well, I can't speak. I was dishing out some pretty awful golf puns just an
That's
hour
right.
earlier.
So I keep changing this one. I had a route for a long time, and then it just wasn't giving me enough points. Like the range was too risky. So I'm getting a more conservative set of ingredients here.
And while Ramsey is out collecting some ingredients, I know it's been a little bit. Everyone's been here for a little while, but Mr. Shasta, thank you so much for that raid of 57 viewers. Welcome on in, everyone. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Fastest First for Life 2019, the first ever speedrunning marathon organized by members of the furry community. We're raising funds for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and we have a goal of $5,000, and we have over 64% now at this point. Really, really impressive work, and still tons of speedrunning marathon to go. So welcome, everyone. Sit tight. We've got some more awesome cooking action coming your way.
Thank you so much, everybody, for those donations. It's really awesome what the community's put on here. I'm really enjoying it so far. I can't wait to see what we have in store tomorrow. So that Sapphire Tea gives us 4 extra mana, which we are going to use. It's the only other sort of prize that we're actually going to take the time to equip. Simon's gives us a carving of a bear, which is nice. It inexplicably lets us carry 3 more things. I don't know how holding a giant, like, do we put it in the bear car? I don't know. I just don't know what's going on there. But we're gonna equip it right now, along with a T. That extra mana is gonna let us throw extra whirlwinds at some of the tougher monsters. That's really all we need it for. So this is Wise. He's the guy we cut off, and he's still mad about that 3 weeks later.
I mean, I would be too. He kind of ruined his day.
So yeah, we're gonna try to do this backstab. Yeah, teleport right behind that armor rock there. I need.
Yup, and there it was.
Oops. I need scowl parts. I need 4 Nochi fruit. Oh, do not do that. Give me that. That Nochi fruit will get caught up in that whirlwind. Absolute pain to get back. That will go flying up in the air, and that's not good. Okay, Nochi and Stoic syrup. Oh, well, this is a safety. This is just for safety then. Fruit. We're gonna put this in the combo pan. And serve that up. I didn't actually need to kill the second scowl, but I've already accidentally lost 2 fights, which is 2 more than I wanted to. So we're just gonna roll with it at this point.
I mean, a little extra flavor never hurt anyone.
My gratitude.
Yeah, well, I had to get the bird foot to stick into that big bowl of fried rice.
You weren't joking. These are big, big portions of food. Like,
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah. Ziggy, we fought Ziggy earlier. He serves like burgers and fries, like American style food. All the chefs have different like regional cuisines that you might like equate to an Earth region. Like Mina's Chinese, Thrash is like Latin American. Ziggy is very much fast food American, and he serves things like the size of the judges. It's outrageous.
Yeah, I remember seeing just this big honking burger just there, literally oozing onto the plate.
So we
And on
bought
fire.
we bought the speed expertise. There's other items available that some of the other runners will, like that guy will give you an orchid, which automatically upgrades a vegetable, one of the vegetable gems by one. The innkeeper has a tin of candy, which adds meter to your combo pan, like adds extra stars. I'm not grabbing those. I'm just doing it normal mode.
I'm surprised you didn't grab the orchid because that combos really well with a vegetarian.
It does, but I want these starters. I want to have this starter for this. So now that I have both expertises, I'm really just... I can just put whatever in front of them. As long as I do it quickly, they're going to be super impressed. You'll also notice that Lapizard hit me for 3 damage. These enemies do a lot of damage.
Yeah, honestly, you've been breezing through this so hard that I forgot this was hard mode. So, yeah, it's gotta hurt.
So I'm literally... This is enough. This is plenty of food. I'm not giving... They wanted Loopier, that cool, like, fire wolf dog. We're going to leave him alone. It's too pretty. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to serve you some braised dew and peppers in a pot. And that 180 points for that dew in the stoic pot.
And you're just super duper fast.
Yeah, I just did it so fast. Vegetarian is 75 enough quantity. You don't get the full 75. Like, I'm only going to get 60 instead of 75, because they only have 3 ingredients instead of... If you have at least 4, you get the full points. But in these battles where you have 3 judges, that extra 75 points per judge is enormous. 225 points. Even the final fight, the target score is about 900. So, I mean, that's a full quarter of the points just from that book. And then a quarter of the points from the other book. So this is what we've been building up to with Mina's section here. The what they call the Final 3. It's Mina's Final 3. They also call it Robichon's Trial. They have a character named Robichon, which is named after French chef Joel Robuchon. He has the most Michelin stars in history. I thought that was a nice touch that they named something after him. So the Final 3 has a unique mechanic just to this, which they don't, I think, explicitly explain. Any ingredients that we gather that we don't use carries over to the next part of the fight. So for this knife fight, I'm going to have some extra spot in my bag. So I'm going to grab some stuff for the next couple minutes. So I need a water sauce. So if there's none there, I'm going to have to get a Cheap Chi to make an egg. Which I can... Oh, it ate my bean. That is fine. So this is a blighted dragon. It's going to be quite a bit tougher. It's going to hit even harder. If I get caught in that claw fling combo, I am dead. So I'm going to use my daggers and stuff wisely. How many tomatoes did I need? Just the one? There you go.
Now, I doubt you're going to die anytime during this run, but do you want to let the audience know what happens when you die in this game?
So, if you run out of health in a cooking battle, what happens is you You sort of flash red, and it knows you screwed up. You drop all your stuff. All your stuff just drops where you were. You teleport back to the kitchen. You lose 30 seconds off of the timer, which definitely isn't going to matter for us. But other than that, there's nothing. You can go back out. The ingredients are still there. Just go get them. On some of the action sequences, which we'll be doing one soon, if you die, you have to restart it. Same with any of Thorn's hunts. If you die, you have to just restart. So the Spoon wants us to fight Armorock, which are these big armored like tortoises, and they're really obnoxious. And just thick armored. They have a ton of hit points. They do like a spin where they reflect your magic back at you. It's really not ideal. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna fight those. So I want to combo Windfruit, proc onto water.
That's it.
So as we're listening to you kind of mutter your shopping list, it seems that if you grab the same ingredients, you pretty much can guarantee combos straight off the bat, right?
Yeah, so, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I do this right. Yeah, so, what we've kind of dubbed the rule of three, if you have three of the same ingredient, they will all match. They will all reduce down with no leftover bits of ingredients. And it'll upgrade perfectly. And if you're in the combo pan, you can then even upgrade them even further. So grabbing three of an ingredient's a nice way to get a nice clean dish. When you're doing so there's a daily challenge for post-game content, which has, I need to quick the earth here. Which has a preset loadout. You don't get to pick the loadout. And there's all sorts of pots and pans and books and combat things I'm not using. There's a big list of them. If you looked at Louis' shop, that scroll bar was pretty big at the end. So you don't get to change it. So if you're going for a high score, having leftover ingredients can get in the way. So having a good idea of what you're doing, even if you're improvising, is really the way to go. Keeping in mind, three of the same ingredient. If you really knowing what ingredients are where, what the drops are, there's a lot going on when we're doing the daily stuff.
Yeah, when it comes to dailies, I'm thankful that you play on PC because I don't have to deal with you on the Switch leaderboards.
Oh gosh. I am playing this on the PC mainly because of loading times. I do have this on Switch, and he bought it originally for Switch. Alright, so... Oh, that's right. Here, we're doing this. Lost my place for a second there. I think this is enough points. Fork has a huge range. He has plus or minus about 40 to 50 points per dish for 3 dishes. So he could be theoretically plus or minus 50 points from his average. So I have target 700. I've seen him get in the 500s, and I've seen him get over 7.
I approve.
So that's a 667.
Yes. Good.
So I have to get over 700. But he'll get in the 500 sometimes. So you really need to overdo it on this fight. So with that, that is the final part of Mina's story. She has successfully joined the Battle Chef Brigade. But that's not the end of the story, because while she was gone, while she got kicked out, Thrash had his own storyline. Thrash is that big buff orc from earlier. And so we're going to play as him for a chapter. And we are going to buy this fire pot and jerky. So Mina, if you think about like classic RPG classes, would be a rogue. She's really nimble, dodges, has like daggers and backstabbing moves. Thrash is definitely a berserker. We eat ingredients to charge up this berserker rage, and then we are just going to annihilate all these enemies. Oh, there's a loop here. These slimes run away and are annoying. The only other movement tech other than doing like the jump hopping or the dash hopping with Mina is you see that Indy, you see that lapizard piece in the ceiling? I'll show it.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind watching the stream.
Yeah. So yeah, basically with Thrash, our strategy is he's much slower. Mina's super quick, nimble, dashes all the time. Thrash is much slower. Unless we get the is that okay? Jerky and fire pot. I think this is going to be okay. I'm going to grab Bean. I should have equipped the jerky. We can make this work though. I need to get a tomato. See how much slower he's running than Mina. But if we like do this little bunny hop down a hill, we'll actually save a lot of speed. Thrash comes with his own expertise. He comes with this expertise. Is cooking's Latin American theme. So if we have 4 level 3 red gems, we're going to get a bonus 50 points, no matter what the judge actually wants. So no matter what the judge actually wants, they're getting fired.
Whether you like it or not, it's gonna be spicy.
It's spicy. Meridane, the judge who wants just water, I very often in daily challenges where like water isn't really possible given the loadout, she just gets a whole big bowl full of fire. Just 16 fire gems. If you want water, nope. You get the spiciest rice you've ever seen. So we got a letter from Thrash's wife, Ardia. Sick. She's come down with an illness. And we need to come up with a cure. They suggest we get the hearts of a Yoku, which doesn't exist except in the Dark Realm, the Twisted Mirror version of this world. So we're going to we're going to go to Thorn for some help. She's going to send us to the Dark World. And I forgot to buy my stuff. But that's okay. The stuff is just to aid. Just means I'm going to have to eat more ingredients. One of the things I was going to buy is a Berserk boost so that my Berserk lasts longer. So here's the same dragon. Oops. Goodness me. Timing is off.
I mean, that dragon still went down super fast.
Yeah, we'll get a better dragon fight. Party Crab. Party Crab is dancing over there. One of the updates in the deluxe version is they really upped Thrash's damage on a couple of his attacks. And it really shows.
I believe they also buffed his counterattack.
They did a lot of stuff, so I have to be careful. I'm actually at lower health. Jeez. Oh my gosh, what happened? Something just like exploded. It must have been one of the eggs. I really don't want to die here. Alright. I don't want to die to the Yoku because then I have to do... We didn't die. I'll remember to buy the stuff. I was supposed to buy a Mana Stone and a Mana Stone and a Berserk Boost. I don't need to buy the Berserk Boost. I would like to... I'm going to kill the dragon 2 more times. So, we got the hearts, so nothing could possibly go wrong. And as you've guessed, something has gone wrong. The hearts have been stolen. We're going to try to make do. Belkior has some ideas. We're going to try to make them work with what we got. But they're not gonna quite do the trick. We're gonna need to get those hearts. I'm gonna buy this Mana Stone. We'll just buy them both anyway. Oh, I should have equipped the jerky again. Needed to equip the jerky again. What can I do that adds a water? Let me grab one of these.
Hey Ramsey, do we have time for a donation readout?
Oh, you absolutely have time for donations.
All right, awesome. So since we began this run, it's been sitting here for a bit, but I knew that this chapter, a very meaningful chapter, is coming up. We got from our very own Indie Alpaca with us right now, $4.20 saying Thrash is best dad, going for all of the family efforts here. Indeed, he is best dad.
Thrash is excellent. He's such a good dad. He loves his wife so much that he's willing to go to the dark realm to fight a mythical Cheap-Chi just for the hope to get an ingredient to save her. So
I don't know what else could say love other than traveling to the dark world like that.
Maybe taking down a crime syndicate.
Yeah.
Because
the crime syndicate responsible for taking these hearts is an out-of-work thespian troupe. The voice acting for these guys is outrageous, and you'll either love it or hate it if you sit down and listen to it. It's so over the top. I think it's hysterical. But I know some people... I forgot to jump. So that's the only glitch in the game, is the jump that I just forgot. If you jump over her, it doesn't actually save any time, but she like glitches out and gives you the item and you don't talk to her. As far as this is concerned, this is another unskippable cutscene while we do a restaurant rush while Pantita gathers information about where the next heart is. So, hard mode is definitely not the mode I'm the most familiar with. You know, you probably have noticed I've done quite a few, like, oops, I forgots and that sort of thing. I really know normal mode way better, but I made sure to do some practice and get some good routes for hard mode, but unfortunately, I'm a little unfamiliar with it. Sorry about that. I believe we're still making pretty good time here.
Yeah, I think you're still doing an awesome job whipping up these awesome dishes, and of course the ability to be doing hard mode right now are thanks to donations, just like the one that In the Alpaca did. And if you are interested in making a donation, just below the stream there is a donate button. Feel free to go ahead and click that, or type !donate in chat. We want to be able to continue to go straight through that $5,000 goal for this weekend. So every little bit helps, all for the kids.
And yes, big thank you to everybody who donated. Mode happen. There's some interesting stuff with easy mode as well, but it's nice to get a change of pace. Oops. Like I said, I don't need money. Louie and Lee don't have anything that I need, so I don't really need the extra money. Belgior has an update, so we have to do another. So this out-of-work acting troupe has stolen our hearts.
I mean, plenty of actors are really good at stealing my heart.
Oh. There's that wild card bone happening.
Yeah, gotta upgrade the bone. I submitted to the devs. The devs were very active toward, especially leading up to the deluxe patch. I submitted. I would have been more than willing to design like an extra chunk of Belgior puzzles. But they didn't end up going for that. I remember to equip the jerky, which is going to be really kind of screwed up my last couple battles here. I had to make do. So we're gonna... Paz has a friend, so she wants earth and fire, but of course with Rash she's going to get fire. Says a jerky in the oven. I don't remember that. Alright, we're gonna do what my notes say, because I'm getting confused with normal mode again. Alright. I am getting 2 lapizard pieces. So that oven that I mentioned, ovens are a class of cookware. I didn't grab any with Mina, but Thrash comes with an oven. They slowly upgrade gems of a specific type as you go. So the oven that Mina gets, slow cooker, it just upgrades any oven. Or it upgrades any gem. What is this? Fire. Oh, fine. We're gonna do. We're gonna make it up. Yeah, that's 430. 440 something.
Absolutely magnificent. I've never taken.
'Tis heavenly.
408's really low. Alright, we definitely have that. So a big part of the skill in this game is being able to screw up your shopping list. and have to figure out what you can do with what you have.
Very much like real cooking.
And I do like how that feels. Like when I'm doing the daily mode challenge or whatever, you know, and it's like it's missing fire, and I just have to think like, what is there? What can I get to make it work? So we have 2 of the 3 hearts, and this guy has the 3rd one, and we are so angry. We're very angry at this point. These guys refuse. Like, we've beaten them twice. They refuse to give more per fight, because they're thieves with morals and strict plot pacing, I guess. So we have turned Berserk, and we're going to stay Berserk, which is convenient, because that's awesome. So we're going to do a jerky here, jerky in the fire pot. That's going to upgrade while we go kill some squiggles. Squiggles are these little squid things. Ooh, got a double. I need 3 squiggle ingredients. Alright. What is going on? Jeez. Oh, he died from the fire. Wow. Alright. Well, oopsie doops. Died from burning. Dying from the same thing.
And that was the dragon burning, not your own
missing
personal
the counter.
burning.
So he has a counter move. If just the neutral A is, or neutral B is just a counter move. He was 1 hit away. I just was missing him repeatedly. Oh, I need the beans here. Maybe I can get the good dragon fight. Looks incredible. Get it, so I'm going to try to get it on the next one. All right, dragon heart. The good news is that my stuff is up. No, I need this. Okay. Squiggle parts here. That's this dish. That is this dish. And firefish. Okay. I didn't have to wait for the because that took too long. I didn't have to wait. Usually I have to wait for that jerky to be done upgrading in the oven. The silver lining to screwing up is I don't have to wait so long.
Tis heavenly.
Still an excellent dish, nonetheless.
Oh, the dishes are great.
Absolutely magnificent.
Put the jerky in the oven, add a squid on top, serve 200 points. So we're going to try again these hearts overnight. And there it is. Party's Cure made of love and 3 rare hearts. So we're off to go save our wife. And now we're bringing her back to Brigade Town for a little vacation. And these auspicious bushes have some unwanted friends. And our wife has challenged us to a cooking battle. So we have one last battle to get through with Thrash here. Our kids are going to be the judge. They're going to decide which of their parents are their favorite. Jerky in the oven. I do have to manually go to Berserk mode. Hello? Alright, let's see if I can do this dragon fight correctly this time. It's 3 fire, counter the hit, jump over, fire, and swipe them down. There we go.
Like cake. Whew.
2 berries, 2 beans.
You made that look easy. What the heck?
Well, I screwed it up the last 4 times, so...
Oh, true, but still.
And this... yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that's enough points. That's what my notes say. That dragon fight is super satisfying. Because, like, you saw, I played this game a lot, and the dragon gets kind of out of the expected loop, and it can be a real pain. 544. What was her score? 533? I maybe should add an extra champ to that. Alright, so we're done with Chapter 5. We have only one chapter to wrap all things up. We've, all the cutscenes and plot we've skipped has led us to the culprit behind all of the, monster blight and everything, and so we're gonna confront him. First, I have to equip. So the true villain is this guy named Rixel. We actually had a chance to speak with Rixel as Thrash. He was buying stuff from Louie and Louie's. And we have to fight a Yoku again. The goal is just to stun lock him best we can. And jeez. And avoid dying. Ooh, there we go. I had regained enough health that I wouldn't have died if that spike. Yeah, dying's a real thing to the Yoku on, definitely on hard mode, especially since I have unequipped all of the health buffs. We've arrested Rixel, and he's requested a trial by cooking because, of course, he has. So now we have to beat him in the trial by cooking. The ultimate battle. Battle Hydra. We will be getting Hydra. Alright, 3 lantern fruits. Combo match mushroom.
You all saw there that little Firefox earlier that we had chosen not to kill and instead go for a vegetarian heavy dish.
There it is. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we are going to kill Hydra. We want one of these sauces. Ooh. The Hydra has no actual, like, active... but I have no health to spare, so I have to be careful. Grab last ingredients. This should be all we need. All right, so we're going to. We have an earth, a fire, and a water to do. The earth is done. This is the earth. Turn that in. The water is done. Turn that in. We're wasting that sauce to get a 4th ingredient count to our vegetarian bonus. We're going to make my famous candle gourd soup. I make this like 5 different times in the normal mode run. I match 3 candle gourds down, and then move them over, upgrade a lantern fruit, and it'll upgrade all but one of those gems there. I have to do this to make room. Gosh. And that should be enough. So we're looking at 900 points needed, and we're really relying on these books. This is the final fight. Time is coming up if our points are enough.
My congratulations.
If our points aren't enough, I'm going to have to do it again.
Scrumptious.
895 is a lot.
Delicacy.
Alright, that's plenty. Time's going to be coming up in just a second when I get some confetti here. And time.
Wow, very, very well done, Ramsey, all throughout. Crazy to always see games like this go so fast and so expertly done all throughout the way. Ramsey, I know that you mentioned that this is an indie game and all that. Where can people find this game? I think you mentioned a couple of different platforms, and how could someone who may be interested in speedrunning this kind of game get involved in that community?
So, Battleship Brigade is available on all major platforms. PC, Switch, Xbox. I think they're having issues getting the PS4 update pushed through, but definitely PC, Switch, Xbox. I have this on PC and Switch.
I don't mean to correct you, but it's PS4, PC, and Switch. I don't believe there's an Xbox version.
I thought there was an Xbox. Well, there's definitely a PC and Switch version. I believe it's actually on sale on the PC version.
Ooh.
Yeah, the PC version is on sale for the adult publisher sale right now, 50% off. And yeah, it's also out on Switch and PS4. Switch is my preferred console because I can play it in bed.
I do like the Switch version. That is the first version I bought. Like I said, the reason I'm doing it on PC is just the load times. The load times between scenes is much faster on PC. The Battleship Brigade Discord is, I believe it's just it's BCB headquarters. I can get a link to that. I can post a link to that into the Twitch chat here in a minute.
Awesome.
And
Is it all right for me to share the Steam link?
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't care.
There we go, everybody. Inside the chat, you could see this is where you can go and grab this game to get your fun little interesting and, as you saw, exciting mix of the match 3 and the kind of action platformer fighting game here, all mixed in a fun RPG wrapper here as well. Ramsey, Indy, before we kind of wrap up, anything else that you want to share with the chat?
I just want to recommend that, if you like what you saw, it's the only cooking battle platform that I've played. The Indie Farm to Table Monster Murder Match 3. It's such a good game. We skipped through all the story and all that. Most of the dialogue, voice dialogue with some great voice actors. The story's nice and sweet. It's not, not too dramatic, over the top. It's nice and charming, and a really good attitude towards it. All the stuff's hand drawn by Eric Long, the lead artist. It's just my favorite puzzle game to come out in the last couple of years. So I highly recommend it, and I thank everybody for putting on this marathon.
Yeah, I'd say that making this some fast food is a really interesting show, but this is a dish to be savored. And there's a lot more other than just the story, because there's some 2-player battle mode that got added in the deluxe patch. And Ramsey, if we're ever like able to do some couch play, I want to see how 2-player goes against you. I want to do you in battle sometime.
Indy, you're on.
All right, I'm interested. Let's go.
That is awesome. Awesome stuff. So, Indy, thank you so much for joining us here on the virtual couch of sorts and all the interactions that we'd seen all throughout in the chat throughout the run. And again, big, huge thanks to Ramsey, as well as all of our other speedrunners all throughout the marathon, just showcasing their skill, showcasing their love, and just sharing how much we can enjoy all these games like this. So thank you so much, Ramsey. Thank you, Indy.
Thanks for having